Kobe Bean Bryant, the Black Mamba, a 5-time NBA champion, MVP, and 18-time NBA All-Star, played all 20 seasons of his illustrious career with the LA Lakers. But back in 2007, one big, fat, out-of-shape lie almost changed the course of NBA history. The word trade has been tied to Kobe Bryant since the first day of his NBA career. Back in 1996, Kobe was selected 13th overall in the NBA draft by the Charlotte Hornets, only to be traded on draft day to the Los Angeles Lakers. As a rookie, Kobe earned a reputation as a high flyer, winning the 1997 Slam Dunk Contest. The following year, he was named an All-Star in just his second season. Now let's fast forward real quick to 2000. Kobe was paired up with Shaquille O'Neal and they won 3 consecutive titles from 2000 to 2003. After the 2004 NBA Finals appearance loss, Shaquille O'Neal was then traded to Miami, making Kobe the cornerstone for the Lakers franchise. The next few years, however, served to be as a roller coaster of events for Kobe. He signed a free agent contract back on July 15, 2004. It was a 7-year deal, $136 million, also with a no trade clause in the contract, and that's going to be key in this video. He won scoring titles. He changed his jersey from number 8 to number 24. Kobe was also rejoined with Coach Phil Jackson within this tenure. Remember, he scored the 81 points against Toronto, and he also suffered some first-round NBA playoff exits. On May 27th, ESPN had reported that Kobe Bryant was requesting a trade out of LA if former Lakers GM Jerry West did not return to the team. Now, Kobe did admit that he wanted Jerry West back, but he also denied that Jerry West's return to the Lakers would affect him wanting to leave or stay. However, 3 days later on 1050 ESPN in New York, with an exclusive interview with Stephen A. Smith, Kobe Bryant expressed a lot of frustration and anger over a Lakers insider who claimed that Kobe was responsible for the 2004 departure of Shaquille O'Neal from the Lakers. And Kobe went on record of saying, "I want to be traded." So this thing kind of reared his head back from when Kobe and Shaq was together in LA. Shaq parted ways, and some story leaked out of the Lakers franchise that Kobe was single-handedly responsible for that. So Kobe felt like he was betrayed and then he was lied to. Later on, Greg Anthony from ESPN reported on Outside the Lines in May 2007 that Kobe Bryant told him he would rescind the trade demand if the Lakers was to terminate whoever was responsible from that leaked rumor that he was responsible for Shaq's departure. Though the trade request wasn't fulfilled, let's look at some of the possibilities of where Kobe Bryant could have went back in 2007. First off, Chicago. The Bulls had a package prepared for Kobe that would include sending Luol Deng to LA. However, Kobe had that no trade clause in his contract that I was talking about and waived the option of going to the Bulls. Then it was the Houston Rockets who had a package together that included Tracy McGrady. Can you imagine what Kobe Bryant in Houston would be like with Yao Ming at that time? Like, the international buzz would have been through the roof. We know how popular Yao Ming was from China, and mind you guys, around this time, Kobe Bryant's jersey after the number change was the #1 selling jersey in China. So the marketing alone, in my opinion, for Yao and Kobe would have been way bigger than Shaq and Kobe. Now, would that amount to the same amount of rings is a totally different story. Also in the trade conversation for Kobe Bryant was Amari Stoudemire from the Phoenix Suns. There was talks about the Minnesota Timberwolves trading Kevin Garnett to LA for Kobe. And even the rival Boston Celtics, there was talks about Paul Pierce switching jerseys with Kobe Bryant. That would have been wild. Luckily enough though, Kobe Bryant stayed. Later on to link up with Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum and company, and it went on to the next 3 NBA Finals, I believe, winning 2 out of the 3 and stamping his legacy forever in the purple and gold. So that really was a close call, because if Kobe would have gotten traded, Who knows how his legacy would have went, and just the NBA as a whole moving forward, how things would have been if Kobe wouldn't have stayed in LA in 2007. So that was a big time trade demand, but there's been a lot of infamous trade demands in the NBA. Let's take a look at my top 5 most infamous trade demands in the last 30 years outside of the Kobe Bryant trade demand. Honorable mention I'll give to Kawhi Leonard, who earlier in the San Antonio days, he requested a trade to the Lakers, I believe. Dwight Howard, he requested the trade out of Orlando to LA. And James Harden just recently requested a trade from Houston to Brooklyn. So I'll put those in honorable mentions, but I actually have 5 more that seem to be a little bit more interesting. Number 5, Hakeem Olajuwon. Olajuwon demanded to be traded out of the Houston Rockets because of a little riff he had with the team's front office after the Rockets doctors had cleared him to play with a hamstring, but he refused to dress for the team and jeopardize his career. Number 4, Vince Carter and the Toronto Raptors. Long before Chris Bosh and DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, Vince Carter was considered to be the greatest player in Toronto Raptors history. And he was pretty much the main responsibility why the NBA became so popular in Canada during the early 2000s, if y'all remember. However, Vince Carter felt that he was pretty much wasting his talents on such a small market with no ability to compete for a championship. So he had demanded and requested for a trade, and he was forced to play in New Jersey with the Nets. Number 3, to me, as far as most infamous trade demands in the NBA, would probably have to go to New York. Former New York Knicks Carmelo Anthony, who had requested a trade from Denver going to the Knicks. I thought that was a big blockbuster move for Carmelo to demand that trade. I got that number 3 on the list. Number 2 on my list is going to be Kyrie Irving, following yet the loss in the NBA Finals in 2017. Remember, Kyrie had demanded a trade out of Cleveland in the offseason that sent him to the Boston Celtics. That was a big shocker to me because him and LeBron had just went to 4 NBA Finals in a row. But I can kind of respect him wanting his own team, but I just didn't like how that thing played out. Number 1, outside of the Kobe Bryant trade demand, to me, of course, following that embarrassing loss to the Detroit Pistons in the finals when he was part of the Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal, when he decided to finally put an end to his personal feud with Kobe and demanded to be traded out of the team, and he wound up being traded to the Miami Heat. Kobe and Shaq didn't get along and things was complicated at first, but they got it together. The Big Diesel, like I said, he got traded to the Heat. He won another championship next to D-Wade in 2006. Those are my top 5 most infamous trade demands in the last 30 years outside of the Kobe Bryant 2007 trade demand. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.